All right, let's get right into it. We're going way beyond just asking an AI a simple question. Today, we're talking about how to design sophisticated instructions. Think of them as blueprints that can turn a standard language model into a powerful, autonomous AI agent. So just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got your typical, everyday query. It's okay, but honestly, it's a total shot in the dark. Now look at the right. That's an agentic prompt. It's a detailed mission briefing, a complete operational design. And the difference in the quality of the output you get from these two, it is absolutely massive. So that's the big question, right? What's the secret sauce here? What are the key ingredients that take a simple request and turn it into this powerful command that gets you these incredible, mind-blowing results? Well, that's exactly what we're about to break down piece by piece. Let's start with the very first piece of this puzzle, the foundation. You got to think of the context you provide as the world you're placing your AI agent inside of. I mean, it makes sense. All great outputs have to start with great inputs. So what exactly is context when we talk about prompt engineering? It's all the specific, relevant information you feed the AI up front. This could be anything: research papers, financial reports, you name it. The key is it's not the AI's general knowledge. It's the specific knowledge it needs for this one task. And this really says it all. Without any context, an AI is just a gigantic generic library of facts. But when you give it context, it becomes a specialist. It's like it has the right books already open on its desk, ready to solve your exact problem. You're turning a trivia champion into a surgeon. All right, next up, once you've built the world for your agent, you need to define who it is inside that world. And this is where the persona comes in. I love this visual metaphor. On the left, you see a generic tool, a jack of all trades. On the right, you have a focused expert. Giving your AI a persona is exactly like this. You're upgrading it from a generalist to a specialist, equipping it with a very specific mindset and skill set. And believe me, this isn't just a fun gimmick. Different personas will give you dramatically different results. Tell it to be a fundamental analyst, and it's going to scrutinize a financial report for long-term value. Ask it to be a technical analyst, and it'll look for short-term patterns in the very same data. A code writing agent thinks in logic and syntax, while a medical AI prioritizes diagnostics based on literature. So here's the bottom line. Context tells the AI what information to focus on, but the persona tells it how to process that information. It defines its priorities, its whole analytical style, the very lens it uses to see the problem. Okay, so we've got our world and we've got our expert. What's next? We need to give that expert a cognitive blueprint, basically a plan for how to actually think through the problem you've given it. You know, this whole idea really kicked off with a concept from a 2022 paper called Chain of Thought Prompting. It was revolutionary. Just telling the AI to think step by step was found to dramatically improve its ability to reason. It basically forces the model to show its work, which, surprise, surprise, leads to way better answers. So the basic chain of thought process is pretty straightforward. It's linear. You give it a problem and it lays out a single logical path from A to B to C until it gets to the end. It's simple, but for a lot of tasks, it's incredibly effective. But what happens when there isn't just one single right path? Well, that's where the next evolution comes in. Tree of thoughts. Instead of just one chain, the AI explores multiple possible branches at every single step. It can come up with several ideas, check them out, and then only follow the ones that seem the most promising. And things have gotten even more sophisticated since then. We've gone from a simple line to a branching tree, and now we're talking about a complex, interconnected web, a graph of thoughts. This is really the frontier of AI reasoning today. And here you can see that whole evolution perfectly. We started with a simple linear chain. Then we moved to a branching tree that lets the AI explore different possibilities. And now we have a full-on graph. A graph lets the AI not only branch out, but it can also merge ideas, create feedback loops. It can refine its thoughts by combining different lines of reasoning. This is how these agents can start to tackle truly complex, multi-step problems. So we have our context, we have a persona, and we have a reasoning plan. But what if the AI messes up somewhere along the way? That brings us to our final and maybe the most powerful component of all, reflection. There's some great research that gives us a fantastic term for this, an execution-grounded generator-critic mechanism. I know, it sounds super complex, but the idea behind it is actually really simple and intuitive. You basically get the AI to split its process in two. One part, the generator, does the actual work. It writes the code, it drafts the analysis, whatever you asked for. Then the second part, the critic,
takes a step back, and evaluates that work against the rules and goals you set at the beginning. It's like building an internal quality assurance team right into the prompt.
The cycle is simple, but it is so powerful. First, the agent generates a draft. Then it critiques its own work. It asks itself, does this actually meet all the requirements? Is this the best way to do it? It finds the flaws, and then it feeds that critique back to the generator to create an even better version. And this loop just keeps going until the output is rock solid. So when you put all of these pieces together, the context, the persona, the plan, and the reflection, you start to realize something really fundamental has changed. We're not just writing prompts anymore. We're actually engineering miniature, task-specific minds. And here it is, the whole anatomy laid out. You've got context, that's the agent's sensory input. You've got the persona, its specialized brain. The task plan, which is its cognitive blueprint. And finally, reflection, its own internal quality check. These 4 pillars are what take a simple prompt and elevate it into a true agentic design. And this isn't just theory, you know. As this quote points out, the entire AI industry is going through what's being called the agentic shift. The new gold standard for a powerful AI model isn't just about its ability to chat with you or write an essay. It's about its ability to take a complex goal and execute a multi-step plan to get there, all on its own. So we've just walked through the entire blueprint for designing a real AI agent. These tools and these techniques, they're becoming more and more accessible every single day. So the final question really isn't about what the AI can do anymore. It's about what you are going to build with it. What problem will you solve?